There are men who walk into a room and something changes. No announcement, no performance, just a shift. And everyone feels it before they can explain it. By the end of this video, you will know exactly why that happens. You will understand the 3 psychological behaviors behind instant, unspoken respect, and more importantly, you'll know which one you're missing right now and what to do about it today. This isn't a theory. These are observable patterns in elite athletes, in the men around you, and in the quiet moments where you felt the gap between who you are and who you're capable of being. Stay until the end, because the last truth is the one most people are never told, and it will change how you walk into every room for the rest of your life. Many people will spend their lives trying to close that gap by changing what's visible: the clothes, the voice, the way they enter a room. Some of them get pieces of it right, but they never reach the thing underneath, the psychological state that makes respect happen before a word is spoken. Here's what no one says plainly. Respect isn't given to performance, it's given to reality. People, without knowing they're doing it, can feel the difference between a man who has worked on himself and a man who has worked on how he appears. The body registers it before the mind can even name it. What I've noticed, studying men who command rooms without trying to, is that they all share one specific internal orientation, and it's darker than you'd expect. The first thing you need to understand is this: certain men are respected instantly because they cost something. Not because they're cold, not because they're aggressive, but because time near them carries weight. You feel, without being able to explain it, that they are not available to everyone. That somewhere beneath the surface, they have a standard operating, and if you don't meet it, they won't punish you. They'll just quietly move on. That specific quality, the willingness to move on without drama, is rarer than most men realize. Think about the men in your own life who have it. They don't argue long. They don't repeat themselves. When they disagree with you, they say it once, clearly, and let it sit. They're not trying to win the conversation. They already know what they think. That certainty, that settled quality, reads as authority. Even when they're quiet, even when they're wrong, there is something in the body language of a man who has already decided what he will and will not accept that other people respond to before they can explain why. I watched an interview once, a journalist asking a young executive why his team followed him so closely. The man paused, not for effect. He was actually thinking. Then he said, "I don't think they follow me. I think they trust the environment I create." And then he moved on to the next question. No expansion, no elaboration. The journalist looked slightly unsettled. That unsettled feeling is the signal. The person across from you can feel when you don't need them to validate the point you just made. And that feeling, that quiet, unspoken weight, is something you can start practicing today. Say what you mean, once, clearly, then let it sit. Stop reaching back in to soften it. Stop adding, "you know what I mean," at the end. Let the silence carry it. That single habit will shift how people respond to you faster than almost anything else. Now here's where it gets specific. Most men perform confidence outwardly. They speak first. They fill the silence. They use volume as a substitute for actual certainty of belief. What they don't realize is that the men around them, even at a subconscious level, can feel the difference between someone speaking to be heard and someone speaking because they have something to say. The second man pauses before answering, not dramatically, just long enough for you to know he considered the question. He doesn't lean forward aggressively into the conversation. Sometimes he leans back slightly, which subtly shifts the social weight toward you, and you feel in that moment like you have to earn the exchange. That feeling generates respect without a single word being spoken about respect. Try it the next time you're in a conversation that matters. Don't answer immediately. Give yourself 2 seconds of genuine thought, not performance, actual thought. You will notice the other person's energy shift. They will lean in slightly. They will wait for you. And waiting for someone is one of the oldest, most involuntary forms of respect the human body knows.
Kobe Bryant understood this at a level that was almost clinical. In the summer of 2012, before the London Olympics, Team USA gathered for training camp. These were the best basketball players alive: LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Carmelo Anthony. Draymond Green, then a young player trying to earn a roster spot, has spoken publicly about what he witnessed on the first morning. He arrived at the facility at 11 a.m., the scheduled start time, and found Kobe Bryant already finishing his workout, dripping, 2 hours deep. Kobe looked up, nodded, and started the team session like nothing had happened. He made no announcement.
"No, I've been here since 9 for the room to hear."
No quiet comment about what separates good from great. Nothing. He just began. What that silence communicated to a room of elite athletes was more powerful than any speech he could have given. Every man in that gym adjusted their standard that morning, not because Kobe told them to, because they felt the gap between themselves and a man who does the work when no one is watching and then says nothing about it. The silence was the message. The actionable truth inside that moment is simple, but most people won't do it. Stop announcing your effort. Stop posting your early mornings. Stop mentioning the sacrifices in conversation. Let the results be the only evidence. When you remove the narration from your discipline, something changes in how people perceive you. They can feel that the work is real, not performed for an audience. And that feeling is worth more than any reputation you could build with words. That specific quality, doing the thing and not narrating it, is one of the most misunderstood elements of presence. Men who have genuinely worked on themselves tend to stop announcing the work. They stop needing credit for the effort because the result becomes the evidence. And that shift from performing effort to being effort is visible to everyone around them, even when no one can describe what they're seeing. What they're seeing is coherence. The man is the same person in every room. He doesn't have a work version and a friend version and a version he performs for women. He just has himself, consistent, grounded, and that consistency makes people feel safe and slightly wary at the same time. Safety and wariness together, that's the feeling respect actually lives in. Game 7 of the 2010 NBA Finals, Kobe shot 6 for 24, the worst shooting performance of his finals career. The Los Angeles Lakers won the championship by 2 points. In the press conference afterward, a reporter pressed him on the night. Kobe looked at him without adjusting his expression and said something close to this: "I shot it terribly. We won." Then he stopped. No defense, no context about fatigue or Boston's scheme, no pivot to the team's effort as a deflection, just honest accounting delivered flat and then nothing more. He had a championship already decided. He had no reason to protect himself. But more than that, he didn't need the narrative. He wasn't managing how he was perceived. He already knew what kind of man he was. One bad night didn't threaten that. That is psychological security, not arrogance, security. And here's what that looks like in your own life. The next time you make a mistake, say it plainly: "I got that wrong." Not, "I mean, the situation was complicated," or "nobody could have predicted." Just the truth, delivered without theater. Watch what that does to how people look at you. Accountability without collapse is one of the rarest things a man can display, and people respect it the moment they see it. The last thing I want to say, and it's the part most men miss entirely, is the relationship between respect and self-betrayal. Every time you agree with something you don't believe to avoid friction, a part of the room notices, not consciously, but something shifts. The conversation continues, but something small has changed. And if it happens enough, in enough rooms, with enough people, you develop a reputation that no one will ever say to your face. Not that you're dishonest, just that you can be moved. People rarely look up to a man who changes himself in every room. The men who command respect fastest are often the least comfortable to disagree with, not because they're aggressive, but because you can feel they won't rearrange their position to make you comfortable. And knowing that makes you think more carefully before you speak. That careful, deliberate attention is what becomes respect before anyone consciously decides to give it. So start there. The next time someone says something you don't agree with, don't perform agreement. Don't argue either. Just say what you actually think, calmly, without apology, without aggression, and then let it stand. That single moment, done consistently, will do more for how people perceive you than any habit you've heard about before. Here's the thing no one will say out loud. The reason certain men get respect instantly isn't talent, it isn't confidence in the way most people use that word. It's because they've already had the hardest conversation with themselves, the one where they decided who they actually are and what they will not compromise, and they are no longer performing that answer, they are living it. You already know which part of this video landed differently for you. You felt it at a specific moment. That discomfort or recognition or quiet irritation isn't a coincidence, it's pointing at something real. Tell me in the comments which shift hit you hardest. Naming it out loud is the first step. And if there's a moment from your own life, a room where someone's presence changed everything, or a moment where you felt yourself perform instead of being real, leave it below. The comment section for a video like this becomes something rare, a space where men are actually honest with each other. There's something I haven't fully addressed yet. What happens to a man's presence the moment he stops needing approval from people he doesn't even respect? That one goes further. If you know a man, a friend, a brother, someone close to you who is carrying this without the language for it, don't post this publicly, send it to him directly. That's what it's for. And if the type of thinking in this video is the type of thinking you want to stay inside, not surface level advice, not motivation, but the actual psychological layer underneath how men operate, staying subscribed is just what that decision looks like. What comes next goes further than this. The hardest truths about respect aren't about what other people see, they're about what you refuse to look away from in yourself.